All right, guys. So President Trump just spoke on ABC News. I saw it on Facebook. ABC News ran it live, and I listened to his speech on tariffs, which is quite lengthy. It's really lengthy. I'll put a link to a news story in the description box. It's not the actual speech, but it's a story that covers what he said today. But the video it's quite a lengthy speech. But basically, in his speech, he was saying that for years the United States has been raped, pillaged, and plundered through tariffs by foreign countries. All these other countries are making us pay, 70% for goods, 60% for goods, over 50% for goods, while we're only charging other countries 2.5 or 5% for goods. And so the U.S. we've been paying out all this and not getting anything back. And so today he signed an executive order regarding tariffs from other countries. Like, we're going to start charging them, start getting our money back. And then I know one of the things that stuck out was that he said we're going to charge 25% for all foreign made automobiles that come here. China is charging I think it was 68 or 64%, I forget, but we're going to charge them 34%, and this reciprocal tariff. The European Union charging us 39%, well, we're going to charge them 20%. He said he's going to start off kind and just go half reciprocal on a lot of the other countries. So if they charge, for example, 50% tariff, we're going to charge 25% in a reciprocal tariff. Now, speaking at a ceremony in the Rose Garden, surrounded by members of the cabinet and Congress, Trump said our country and our taxpayers have been ripped off for more than 50 years. He also talked about, 1913 and the Depression, referring to his own naming of the occasion as Liberation Day. Trump said his tariffs announcement amounted to our declaration of economic independence. Now, the tariffs, which Trump described as kind, begin with a baseline of 10%, but will reach as much as 34% on China, a country that Trump says is charging tariffs of 67%, there it is, on U.S. goods. And the European Union, which the president says is charging 39% tariffs, will face levies of 20%. Other countries included on a chart, he displayed the chart on TV, could face tariffs of 46% in Vietnam, 24% in Japan. The UK, 10%, equal to the amount he says the country charges America. Canada and Mexico were not on the list of countries Trump displayed, but they already have been the subjects of 25% tariffs and threats of more to come. Now, after the announcement, officials said Canada and Mexico would be exempt from the reciprocal tariffs as they are already facing 25% levies on goods. Trump also confirmed that his previously announced 25% tariffs on imported cars and light trucks will begin as of midnight tonight. The other tariffs mentioned are set to take effect on April 5th, with some others set to begin a few days later. Now, it is unclear exactly how Trump officials measured the tariffs that he says other countries charge, but he did refer in his comments to various non-monetary impediments to trade, such as currency manipulation and restrictive requirements on certain U.S. products. He said, we will charge them approximately half of what they are and have been charging us. So the tariffs will not be a full reciprocal. He's going to start off kind and go slow. But as I mentioned earlier, he did talk about, I forget the year he started, 17 something or 1880 up to 1913. The U.S. was bringing in a lot of money. The U.S. was rich. In fact, he said they created a kind of board or committee to try to figure out who gets the money that the U.S. was bringing in, because there was so much money. And then he mentioned around 1929, things happened. They did the maybe it was 1913. My memory, I'm getting older, but around that time the income tax was established. And then in 1929 is when the Great Depression hit. And he says that's because we were getting Americans to pay for stuff and not bringing in the money because there was no huge tariffs as there had been. And so the United States started losing money instead of getting money. And then the Great Depression hit in 1929, and it took several years to get back on track. So anyway, President Trump said now he's going to get us back to where we were, all the way back in 1913. He says we're going to get the money back. Now's the time to make America rich again. He's going to liberate American industry and bring in the wealth. So we'll see if that happens, and it sounds good to me. It sounds like, hey, if these other countries are charging us all this money, we need to charge them. Why are we charging them a little bit and they're raping our pockets? That's what I want to know. And I don't know what I want to know. I can't talk. I take this thing off. I want to know what you all think about this and about the tariffs that are being implemented as of today and into next week. It's a good thing or a bad thing? I think it's great. Bring the wealth back to where it belongs, the United States of America.